Hi Cubs fans, this is Randy Wayhofer with a look back at the 2016 season for the AAA Iowa Cubs. This year's team finished 67-76 in third place in the Pacific Coast League's American Northern Division. The team did finish strong, going 22-13 over their last 35 games, but the real story of this season was the 25 different players that played for both the Chicago Cubs and the iCubs this season, including 6 that made their major league debuts. The headliners were a quartet of young hitters that took AAA by storm. Albert Almora Jr., Wilson Contreras, Daniel Vogelbach, and Jeimer Candelario all had great seasons. Almora was riding a career-best 14-game hitting streak and playing Gold Glove caliber defense when he was called up for the first time on June the 7th. Contreras was in the midst of a 20-game hit streak when he was called up to Chicago on June 17th. At the time of his call-up, Contreras ranked 5th in the PCL with a .353 average and had a knack for coming up big with men on base.
Hit in the air into deep right center field. Tauchman is racing back. He's looking for a carom. He won't get it. It's off the Sunbelt Bakery granola bar. The light tower in right center for a grand slam. Wilson Contreras, get out of my guard.
Vogelbach led the iCubs with 16 home runs and represented the team at the AAA All-Star game before he was traded to the Mariners on July 20th. Candelario came up from AA in late June and carried the Cubs on offense in August. He reached safely in 31 straight games from July 24th to August 26th and hit .333 overall while playing great defense at third base. Speed was another key element for the Cubs on offense this year. 19 different players contributed to 176 steals, second in the league and the most for an Iowa team since 1986. John Andrioli swiped 43 bases and is the first iCub since 2008 to lead the league in steals. He also led the league by playing in 140 games and finished among the league leaders with 94 walks and 96 runs scored. On the mound, the starting rotation was decimated by injuries early in the season. The Cubs used 42 different pitchers and 24 different starters. The signing of Jake Buchanan and the call-up of Rob Zastryzny from AA helped stabilize the staff mid-season before both were called up to Chicago late in the year. Despite the injuries, a strong bullpen led a big strikeout year on the mound. The team finished with 1,197 Ks, second most in franchise history. Armando Rivera led all PCL relievers in strikeouts per 9 innings, while Carl Edwards Jr., Spencer Patton, Felix Pena, Pierce Johnson, and Corey Black were all strong in strikeouts this year. Great defense was also a signature of this iCubs team that committed just 96 errors, fewest in franchise history. Munenori Kawasaki was a shining star with the glove. He led all PCL shortstops in fielding percentage and had a flair for the spectacular.
Bouncing ball slowly up the middle. Charging Kawasaki. Barehanded catch. Throw to first. He got him. He's a magician at shortstop. Munenori Kawasaki makes another runner disappear with a terrific play, and that's the first out of the 9th.
This year's team also received good play and great leadership from an important group of veterans throughout the year that included Matt Merton, Christopher Negron, and Juan Perez. The fact that some deserving players didn't get called up in September is yet another sign of how deeply talented this minor league system for the Cubs is. You can bet that in Des Moines this October, we'll be rooting for the former iCubs and all the Chicago Cubs in a deep playoff run. For the Iowa Cubs, I'm Randy Wayhofer.